Stoke have brought in 10 new players to try to stay in the Premier League, including Thomas Sorensen, fit after missing both of Denmark's recent internationals because of back trouble. It's the first Stoke appearance for Ibrahima Sonko from Reading, and a debut second time around for Danny Higginbotham on his return here from Sunderland. Abdoulaye Faye moves up from the back into midfield with Amdi Faye suspended, and the striker Ricardo Fuller has been away in Mexico and Honduras with Jamaica, but feels fit enough to start. There's one deadline signing on the Stoke bench today. That's Michael Tongs from Sheffield United.
Well, at the beginning of this season, it seems that Tony Pulis is going to rely on a 4-4-2 system. But the one thing you'll notice about his team is, I think, you look at the spine of this side, and it will be what it is right now all year long. Corton Sonko, Olofinjano and Faye, Kitson and Fuller. The one thing they have in common, big, powerful, competitive footballers. And that's the basis from where they're going to go this year. And around that, they'll try and get a little bit of quality, a little bit of craft. You know, we might see Kitson play off Fuller a little bit today, just wandering in and around here. We'll certainly see Fuller play right up against Everton centre-backs, looking to use his ability down the channels to cause them harm. And, you know, and in Lawrence and Delap, they've got some good delivery from these wide areas. But this team, the one thing we do know it will do is compete.
Tim Howard has made a safe transatlantic return to Everton's goal, but plans to introduce right-back Lars Jakobsen had to be shelved, a dislocated shoulder playing for Denmark. Phil Jagielka reverts to centre-back today with Jolien Lescott at left-back. Leighton Baines left out in a horses-for-courses selection. In midfield, Segundo Castillo and the record signing Marouane Fellaini. They're in, but their debuts overshadowed by the return of Tim Cahill after a broken foot. Cahill will certainly give Yakubu bags of attacking support. And amongst the Everton substitutes, Carlo Nash, who played for Stoke in the last 10 games of their promotion season to the Premier League.
Well, the one thing you notice when you see the stats about Everton beginning this season, they've conceded too many goals. I think you'll be delighted to have Lescott back here at left back, Yobo, Jagielka and Neville. It's a back four that played really, really well last season. You'll be looking for that back four to start doing that today by keeping a clean sheet first and foremost. We're led to believe that this is what's ahead of it, with Anichebe from the right hand side here trying to give support. Cahill obviously giving great support from this central area, and Arteta weaving his magic from the left. It does have the ability of this system, this lot, to just move Anichebe up there. They might just say to Arteta, go play here, shift everyone over one, and they could go 4-4-2 at any time should they need to chase the game.
Well, it has turned out to be a battle to get out of the bottom three. Only Tottenham, who play on Monday below Stoke and Everton. Everton have been beaten twice already at Goodison Park, but their only away trip brought maximum points not too far away from here, a bit further south at West Bromwich Albion. Stoke have lost both their away games, but they are 1 out of 1 in terms of victories at home. So something has to give here this September Sunday lunchtime. Live coverage of Stoke City in the Premier League against Everton, and it's live. Marouane Fellaini, Belgian of Moroccan descent, in the Everton midfield for his debut, alongside the Ecuadorian Segundo Castillo, who played against England in the World Cup finals of 2006. Everton won here in the FA Cup back in 2002, but this is the first time they've played Stoke at the Britannia Stadium in the league. Both clubs have 3 points from 3 games. And Stoke just above Everton on goal difference, and having beaten Aston Villa here, which was a prized first Premier League scalp for them, just a bit. I feel that they've got the tools maybe to certainly give Everton a real test here, given that David Moyes hasn't really got his season going yet. All sorts of tribulations off the field, difficulty of getting the funds to strengthen the squad, but something gave in that respect in the last few hours before the transfer window closed. Jagielka back alongside Yobo. He's a centre-back today. Lescott, who played for England, of course, as a centre-back against Andorra, is at left-back, which is probably his better position. And Everton, Andy, have gone from being one of the smallest teams in the Premier League to up there with the biggest.
Yeah, I think that's something that they've needed. And look across that midfield now. Fellaini in there. Castilla. Anichebe playing from the right. All big and powerful footballers. But they'll need to be today. And first impressions are atmosphere fantastic at the start of this game.
First impression for Alan Wiley is a free kick to Stoke, who are very hot on their set plays. Tony Pulis, the manager, Dave Kemp, his assistant. Danny Higginbotham, who's clued in to what Stoke are all about because he was here before the season at Sunderland.
Well, they can do what they like here, and by I mean that they can go either side to Tim Howard. It's right in the middle, couldn't be more central than it is. Give them the option, if they have it, on the left or the right. And it's at a lovely distance where you can flight the ball somewhat. Don't have to just opt for power here, because you're close enough to be able to flight it. And if you get the goalkeeper going the wrong way just by half a step, it gets some joy.
On the end of the wall as well. Here goes Lawrence. The wall did its job for Everton.
And the first long throw of the day.
First of several.
I sometimes wonder why defenders don't mark like a corner. I don't know why they don't mark the posts. They know it's coming in. They know it's just like a corner, so mark up as if you are defending a corner.
Well, in the end, Tim Howard probably relieved that kept on going.
Everton relieved. This is a waste, really. Rory Delap knows that. Everybody in there, and he just tosses it straight out of play. But look at the distance it travels. So maybe we need another start. Long throws. We get corners. Should we regard that as almost corner-like?
Well, I certainly do here. Fuller pursuing. He started well. Having had some experience in the Premier League before with not too much success. But what sort of life in his legs after these long journeys back from the Caribbean. It's a very happy time for Jamaica, beaten by Mexico and Honduras. The coach has paid the price for that.
That's what they do, lovely. That's what those big players in the middle of that midfield will do. They'll contest those balls that are bouncing about and they'll win them, the vast majority of them.
Given away by Arteta, looking for Cahill. And Lawrence losing out. Such a boost for Everton to have Cahill. He's had a few days of training, but there's obviously not a full pre-season behind him. Lescott. Fellaini. Onus on Yakubu to put in a good shift as the main striker here. He's got the ball, but Cahill was knocked down, and it's a free kick to Everton.
Of course, the difficulty when you get a free kick against Stoke is missing out the big players, because they have plenty back there.
So Arteta went wide to Lescott, and now puts it in. It wasn't the cleanest of catches from Sorensen, but he hung on in the end.
There's a mile off.
Tony Pulis, who has been enlisting the support of Jerry Francis on a consultancy basis, something that I think might develop over the next few weeks. Bring Jerry's considerable experience as a Premier League manager of the past to Stoke's new experience here. Sonko did well at Reading. And it's an interesting change that Stoke have made, Andy. They brought Sonko in and moved Abdoulaye Faye into midfield, so they've actually, to solve one problem, made 2 alterations in the team, but they've got big faith in Sonko's abilities. One of the late recruits. Certainly back to Tony Pulis here to the tune of about £22 million. Peter Coates on the board.
I mean, I think that's what they needed. I mean, Tony would have known that he needed to bring in people with experience. You talk about that, Sonko has that, his chairman would know that, and he's been quick enough to say, yeah, you want a few in, as long as we don't bust the bank, then you'll get a few in.
They've bucked the trend though here, haven't they? They had foreign ownership, and he's brought the club back into English hands. The question about Everton, of course, is the English chairman Bill Kenwright decide to court some bigger foreign funds?
The answer would be yes, if he had the opportunity. I think
yes, with a proviso. Knowing Bill Kenwright, I think he would like to stay as chairman. Might be asking maybe too much. Certainly a true Evertonian. Down goes Liam Lawrence.
That's what I'm sure the situation we've just seen there would be something David Moyes surely would have talked to his players about giving needless free kicks away. You know, Arteta, no reason to make a tackle there, just see him down, just don't dive in, don't allow them a free kick. From a position like this, he would have said to them, but opening 10 minutes, got a chance to deliver, and there are plenty of red and white shirts there.
It's a deep one from Lawrence, a bit too deep. On that occasion for court.
Well, Everton have got away with it twice then, haven't they? The long throw that they didn't have to deal with, and the set play, the first one that they haven't had to deal with. Somebody changed down in front of us, Martin Stoke. I don't know whether they've got a problem with one of the players, but there's going to be an early change, so somebody must have a problem.
And it might be Andy Griffin, who was injured in training on Friday. But we'll see as it comes in over Fellaini's head. But, Andy Griffin had a problem around the bottom of the calf, the Achilles tendon area. Said to Tony Pulis he wanted very much to give it a go. But it's obviously a gamble that's failed for Griffin. That goes up against Yakubu. It was a thoughtful ball from Fellaini.
That was funny because Alan Wiley made Rory Delap said to Rory that you're too far ahead and you took your throw in, so he gave it to Everton, marked where it should be taken, and Everton walked forward about 10 yards before they took the throw. That was why Stoke fans were a little incensed with that.
Lee Wilkinson is waiting to come on. Yobo. Good ball by Fellaini. And it's Castillo.
I just think it's important for Everton when they get the balls not to get lulled into just playing it, whacking it forward. They have to pass it, they have to move the ball about the pitch.
Fellaini wins the header. Yakubu had Anichebe outside. Got out by Higginbotham. Off goes Fuller. That's a splendid tackle by Yobo. Everton come here to meet fire with fire.
Well, he's quick, Yobo. I'm not so sure Jagielka would have kept up with Ricardo Fuller there.
Fuller stayed down.
Well, Yobo's quick. He goes to ground there and, well, it's a pretty good tackle. I think he'll be alright. Didn't seem to be too much wrong there.
Gives Stoke a little bit more time just to contemplate the Andy Griffin situation. He's the skipper. He's in his fourth spell with the club where he started his career. It might just have aggravated the problem that occurred a couple of days ago.
Actually, might be a new one. It looked like he just got caught in his Achilles area, which maybe a set of studs, might just be a little painful.
Meanwhile, the more immediate concern.
Let me ask you, while we're on this subject, got a lull. What is the situation with the player being down injured now and putting the ball out of play? I seem to remember yesterday, though, didn't Middlesbrough concede a goal when Meadow was down injured? And Portsmouth went on and scored?
Well, it's still supposed to be in the hands of the referee to stop the play. But some players...
So Everton could have gone on there and played?
They could have gone on, yeah.
I just don't think anyone knows that, do they? You could hear the fans booing when Everton had the ball for 10 seconds or so and didn't put it out.
One of the difficulties, Andy, is this is the Premier League, and you can perhaps get the message across. We start in the Champions League, and Everton play in the UEFA Cup on Thursday, and it will be different. There will be an onus on the players to deal with it, so it's a problem that can be a ticklish one. Lescott, not a problem there against Lawrence. It's overcooked by Fellaini. Probably wasn't a back pass to Howard, actually. It was a pass to Jagielka, but it wasn't a very good one. Bile for Gennaro. There's Fuller. Parried by Howard.
Lovely football. You can see it right away. I was shouting slide it. As Ricardo Fuller pops this and then gets in behind Jagielka. That's what I talked about, the difference in pace there. If Jagielka can attach himself to, if Fuller can attach himself to Jagielka, then he will run away from him. And that was pretty good football. Somehow I got to it.
Is a good passer of the ball in midfield, as well as being a big guy. So they have got some football in their side, Stoke. It's really wrong to brand them just a long ball unit. It's a longish throw here from Philip Neville, headed on by Fellaini. Higginbotham can only put it out. It might be hurled in again, Everton style. Shades of Gary Stevens towards Graham Sharp all those years ago. When Stoke were relegated in 1985, the last league game here, Everton were champions. With the Everton skipper again. He goes shorter this time to Arteta. Castillo breaks for Lescott. Now Yakubu. And it's over Sorensen, and it needed dealing with by Ibrahima Sonko.
Stands it up really well. Yakubu here. Just creates a half a yard for himself and just looking to dink it back post. Delivery was good.
It's an Arteta corner. And set pieces. The difference between the two sides. And while he may have given a free kick here.
Well, there's going to be some contests in the penalty area, isn't there? Sort them out, Alan. He might have a bit of a job. We might see a lot of defensive free kicks given when balls are crossed in from corners, free kicks, because there's going to be so many big players. Look at that. Sort the bones out of that lot.
It's fighting football. And it's been a good weekend so far for the promoted clubs, with Hull City winning at Newcastle and West Bromwich Albion beating West Ham United. There was only one occasion last season when all three of the then promoted clubs won on the same weekend, and it was exactly a year ago. Sunderland, Birmingham City, and on the Monday night, you might recall, Derby County beat Newcastle. Yeah, absolutely.
I remember that. Because that was the last game Derby won in the league until yesterday, wasn't it?
It was. It's I would say a reasonably priced view. Get a ticket inside the ground, whatever you have to pay for them. Such has been the interest in the Potteries.
Super turnout today. Yeah, apart from that little segregated area behind the right-hand goal where the Everton fans are, pretty much every other seat pretty much taken.
actually do a multi-ticket scheme here at Stoke City, where you buy a ticket for the Chelsea game, which is coming up, and you also have to purchase for one other designated Premier League home fixture.
Nothing quite settled here in the game as far as Everton are concerned. I don't think Stoke will ever be too worried this season if a game's a bit like this. I mean, it's not to their advantage, I don't think, to let what you'd have to say more experience and a lot of the time better teams come to your patch and slick the ball around and get settled.
So another good defensive header there, Fellaini, to suggest that he's quickly adapting to the cut and thrust. But here's Kitson. Good work by Yobo, but Lawrence can keep the pressure on Everton here. Then Jagielka has to scrape it away. In goes Griffin, who seems to be moving a little bit better now.
Well, it's definitely Stoke City who are on the front foot here, who look the most likely at the moment. Just about scramble it away, Everton.
Tony Pulis has signed almost an entire 11 since promotion, shopping, as he puts it rather eloquently, at the bottom end of the Premier League food chain.
David Moyes, up until a couple of weeks ago, would just like to have been shopping anywhere.
Finally, he was able to bring in some new faces after a frustrating summer. David Moyes, incidentally, popped over to Belgium yesterday to watch Standard Liège, who they bought Fellaini from. Good move, really. You play them in the UEFA Cup, you buy their best player. Because he's not eligible to play for Everton on Thursday. Jagielka.
Cahill right up top alongside Yakubu.
Which is why Anichebe, normally a forward, has to offer that width on the right-hand side. They very rarely play Cahill in the middle of an orthodox midfield four, do they?
No, they don't.
This is Lescott. Helping out his midfield partner, Olafinjana. Fellaini getting on the ball again. Neville. Cahill. Finding that might have been a little deflection there, but
I thought he chose the wrong option. I thought Fellaini was the ball just a little bit squarer of him. He went for Anichebe, he went for the killer through ball. He's convinced they got a little nick off someone, but Alan Wiley having none of it.
If there is an outright winner here today, they will move from the bottom three into the top half of the table. Should it be Stoke City, it will be the highest league position for 25 years. Here's Lescott.
Well, the one thing they're getting at times, they're getting Lescott and Phil Neville forward fairly high up the pitch when they have the ball.
You mentioned Dave Kitson just playing off the front, Andy, and he's just in that sort of area there. It's going to be a tussle. Kitson, big signing, £5.5 million, wants to be amongst the goals, but having to just tailor his game a little bit to the demands of Tony Pulis and the Stoke coaching staff. Castillo. Philip Neville. Cahill. Castillo again. That's by Fuller.
It's part of their game, their philosophy, pressing, Stoke City.
And it's easier to do on a smaller playing surface.
Correct.
Arteta. Kitson to make that sort of challenge. Lawrence. Fuller. Stoke have run it well forward. And then some tidying up to be done by Joseph Yobo.
Just got a little excited there, I think, Stoke City.
Everton have conceded 7 goals in their 3 games so far. It's their poorest defensive start for 14 years. And Delap prepares again to hurl it in. Howard had problems with his own player as much as Stoke men around him. Fellaini. He goes at pace. To Anichebe. Backed up by Cahill. Yakubu wants the diagonal ball. He takes it on the chest. Taken from him by Abdullah Faye. Griffin chase that to Ricardo Fuller.
And yet again,
pace.
Yeah, yet again, it's the right combination as far as Everton are concerned.
Fellaini. Cahill's going to be a bit short of the full match sharpness.
Fit lad though, isn't he? I think Timmy Cahill. I mean, I don't think he is one of these players. A lot of players who would come back from injury, a long injury, would need a long time to get back into it, but I just get the impression with Tim, he's a fit young lad, and he'd rather be out there now he's fully fit playing. It's money in the bank, so to speak, every minute that goes by at this level and you're playing.
For Fellaini.
Foul, Yakubu.
Griffin. Hits him on the move. An easy one to take. Good enough just to put Yobo off. And here's Delap. Lawrence. Reach Kitson. Plenty of numbers in midfield, Everton. Only picked a team they feel has the physique for this particular fixture.
They haven't really made that extra man count, really. I mean, what they've done with Kitson, you talked about it, he just backs off Fuller, you see him around Castillo there, and that just evens it up for Stoke. The other 4 against 4, Kitson drops off, picks up the deepest line midfield player, happens to be Castillo at the moment, that's just his job. So Everton have found it difficult to take advantage of any extra men they may have in and around that midfield area at any time.
Philip Neville. Almost a problem they're used to causing to opponents that Stoke were having difficulty of solving themselves then. Sorensen was stretching for it. I wonder about his mobility because of this recent back problem. Steve Simonson is on the bench today, former Everton goalkeeper. Was hoping to start against his former club. There he is. It's a 1-0 win for Everton when he was in goal here, January 2002 in the FA Cup. Stoke then were in the 3rd tier of English football. Paid a lot of money for Simonson, did Everton, from Tranmere. He's very much a Stoke man these days. But, number 2 to Denmark, Sorensen.
Anichebe and Fellaini just muscling kicks it out the way illegally, according to Alan Wiley.
Court, who's got a good scoring record. I do get a lot of players get goals from set plays. It's not just one that they rely on in there. Higginbotham with the delivery. Abdullah Faye, who of course has played in the Premier League elsewhere with Bolton and Newcastle. At least we haven't got the 2 Fayes both playing today. saw Amdi Faye last night. He was suspended, staying in the same hotel. We watched a bit of Premier League game together on the television yesterday afternoon. And he was very disappointed to miss out on this match. His red card at Middlesbrough rather spoilt it for Stoke.
Yeah,
and they were playing well.
Well, reckless, wasn't it, the tackle?
The lap. Ball, got a piece of the man as well. Anichebe's in trouble here. Is it not going out? Stoke play off. The system work from Fuller, but he's crowded out in the end. Anichebe's back on his feet. And that's why maybe it should be in the hands of the referee to say, are we going to stop it or not?
Well, we should. That's why. I mean, I just think the instruction to the teams can't be clear, Martin, and concise. It can't be. Otherwise, the players and the coaches here would all know that it's up to the ref. I mean, we seem to think that that is what we've been told, but we're obviously not being told that's it.
Actually, I'd like to hear from Gordon Taylor and the PFA on the subject, because are you looking after your fellow professional, even though he's an opponent on the day, by putting the ball out? Is that the line that the players would take? Anyway, it's Fuller chasing again, running out of room this time.
The only trouble I feel, I think that referees are pretty good judges of what might be a serious injury or what might not. I just think we leave ourselves open to too many players who are not injured staying down, and then the team not.
Anichebe sorted himself out then.
And got up,
yeah,
because the ball didn't go out. So he's got up, he's got on with it.
Griffin seems to be okay now after an early injury scare. Lawrence. Kitson is the further man forward this time. Castillo. Cahill. Controlled possession here for Everton. Fellaini.
They're not really going anywhere, and that'll be Stoke's throw at the end of it as well. I just think, we're seeing already the importance of staying in this league, Mark, because we've got two teams. All right, we're only 3 games in for these two, but they're in the bottom 3. And if one of them loses today, then they're both. One of that teams is still going to be in that bottom 3. And even after 4 games, they don't want to be there. I think if Everton had started better at home, for instance, and gotten another win, I'm not so sure David Moyes would have come with this 5 midfield. He might well have stuck Anichebe up top and said, no, we've got 6 points, we're playing well, we'll go and take the game to Stoke. But I think he's come here with only 1 away win, 2 home defeats, and said, we'll keep it nice and tight early on, frustrate Stoke if we can, and try and nick a goal.
Yakubu. Arteta. Lescott. Thought he'd chivvied a corner then, but nothing doing from Alan Wiley. It's more live football from the Championship. 3:30, Sky Sports 1 and HD1, Queen's Park Rangers and Southampton. Southampton playing a lot of youngsters these days. Queen's Park Rangers with seemingly a lot of money to spend. I don't know whether they've spent that much of it yet. We'll hear more about that, I'm sure, later on. Castillo. Stoke just sit off and let Everton have a bit of possession again in this part of the pitch with Phil Neville. Castillo again. Fellaini finding a good position there, actually. Even though Stoke had numbers back, there was no new Everton signing. And he's not there with the ball. There's a play for a midfield player to be set up for a shot, and Stoke looking to counter-attack here.
It was a fair old hit from Fellaini, and Leon Court got a very good block on it. But Everton have enjoyed a lot of possession in the game. Not created a lot with it, you can see that. No attempts at all. Only the one, that's Ricardo Fuller shot across Tim Howard, he made a pretty good save from. It's the only real goal-scoring attempt we've had. I just wonder if at some time in the game, whether it be the first half, I don't know, maybe Sam Allardyce would have thought about it, what he's got out there, would he dare just say, okay, well, I've got two in Castillo and Fellaini who can play centre midfield, and when he's sticking Anichebe up top with Yakubu, to give him more direct support and just play Arteta and Cahill either side of those two midfield players with the ability and freedom to go and influence the play like he's doing now. But have Yakubu and Anichebe up further and maybe Cahill from slightly right.
Improvised free kick by Arteta, having won it. He saw Phil Neville and found him. It's led to an Everton throw of the shorter variety. Castillo's on here. Higginbotham playing in the Premier League, incidentally, for a fifth different club. Started just sprinkling of appearances with Manchester United, of course. Fellaini, Arteta. Lawrence gets a foot in, but only diverts it to Cahill. Castillo. Anichebe. Now Neville. Knocked away by Court.
Well, there's possession and plenty of it, but Stoke doing what's required and just making life difficult. It's the first attempt, and we're in the 33rd minute from Everton, and not a great one at that from the Yak. And I think Stoke and Tony Pulis, I think he's probably talked to his players, Martin, all through the season and said, you know, there will be games in this league at this level when we might not have the ball for spells. So then it's important to keep your discipline, to keep our shape, to frustrate.
He's been working really hard this week on the back four with Higginbotham back in. Actually, when he played for Stoke before, he played as a central defender, so they've just been get that fine-tuning that can make such a difference at this level. Griffin. Lescott's head. Arteta. Looking out Castillo. Mentioned what happens to the loser staying in the bottom three, and today, and of course, if Tottenham were to win tomorrow, the loser here would be bottom.
Correct. I just think Victor Anichebe's like a round peg in a square hole.
Lawrence. Here's Kitson. Strong challenge by Lescott on Kitson. Kitson, actually, it was a clever quick free kick because Lawrence just got away from Lescott. Kitson now joins Fuller.
Yeah, not overloading it too much from the set play from this kind of angle. A little bit too straight, a little too deep. Just relying on the front boys.
Late involvement from Higginbotham. He was the target. Oh, he's done the job, really. It's another Rory Delap moment. He's a player who Stoke brought back into the Premier League. He's played over 200 Premier League games in the past. It's for Derby and Southampton. Sonko going for it. Leading back, Abdoulaye Faye. He got too much on that. He's certainly been a name we've said often enough in this first half to suggest that he's got himself into the action on his Everton debut. And if they paid around £15 million for him.
Yeah, a lot of money. It's certainly somebody who was pretty much off the radar, Martin, until recently. And then up pops a £15 million price fee for the 20-year-old in Belgian football.
This is Arteta. Lescott. And that is a useful ball with Anichebe at the far post, where he can use his physical presence and his height in particular.
But Stoke will be reasonably happy. It's Higginbotham's side and not Andy Griffin's that Anichebe's coming in from.
Anichebe's next job is to block off the goalkeeper here. Some others come in from the edge of the penalty area. And Sorensen then needing a second go at it. Didn't play for Aston Villa last season, so grateful for the chance to be first choice again. Lawrence. Griffin and Lawrence working it nicely. Certainly Stoke not overcommitting in front of their own fans here. Prepared to almost draw Everton onto them. There's 4 up this time.
They do rely on the top two and making something happen. I think that's fair.
Lawrence. Griffin. Comfortable in possession. Higginbotham, likewise. And Alcanjana. That's a free kick. Who's signed from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Has brains as well as brawn. A degree in chemical engineering. He's studying for his masters in the same subject. And he gets a bit of time off from rehearsing the set plays at the training ground here.
Far too intelligent to be a footballer.
Griffin. Philip Neville gets it away.
Unlucky there, Stoke. Didn't go out. Yakubu was there. I thought, it's not going to... Don't take him on, please.
We've got Fuller back for Stoke to cope with Philip Neville's throw. Cahill isn't the tallest Everton player. He's certainly one of the best in the air. That's wondering why it didn't come in directly. And clearing, and that was pretty much all that was on for Kitson. Straight to Jagielka. Yakubu trying to steer a header down. And here's Yakubu with the chance and the goal for Everton. It's his business getting goals in 40 minutes of very few chances.
Beautiful finish. This is a Yak at his very, very best. Ball just helped up, and for once they don't really deal with it, Stoke. It's the first time they haven't. They get a little bit of luck, Everton, in and around here. But when it comes back to the Yak here, what a two-touch that is.
The way he just sets it, drags it, and then passes it past the goalkeeper. I mean, it's what reminiscent of his penalties that he takes, but it is finishing of the highest quality. And it hasn't been in keeping with the rest of the quality we've seen in the game, because it hasn't been good. But that has been a real diamond piece of football from the Yak.
Stoke City 0, Everton 1, half-time approaching. They don't need to be told or shown, Stoke, but when you step up, if you do get caught out, you get punished for it. We've just had an example of it from one of the top Premier League goal scorers. It's been a good week for Yakubu. He captained his country, actually in the absence of Yobo, who wasn't fit to play for Nigeria. And he's taken on his usual goal-getting responsibility here for his club.
That's the plan, working perfectly, as we said. Just to keep it tight for Everton and try and nick a goal. That's exactly what they've done.
One of the instructions would have been, don't give away too many unnecessary free kicks within shooting range against Stoke City.
This is a fair distance out,
it's just on the edge of
shooting. Yeah, it's right
range,
on his limit, I would guess. And go left here. Higginbottom's gone wide on the left. I want to just slide it there and get an angle on the cross. They've got the big boys there. And
the danger, as I mentioned earlier, Leon Court certainly got a goal or two in him.
yeah, well, Cahill's back there, and Cahill's good in the air, but he is giving away a lot of height. And he goes in against someone at Leon Court. I just thought the angle's a little against that ball in there. Switching it left, get it to Higginbottom, change the angle, better angle for the cross.
Griffin, good work to get the ball to him from Olafinjana. Far. In the back of Griffin, but the decision is a throw to Everton. They've had possession, Everton, but it hasn't really been threatening possession. And then suddenly Yakubu does what Yakubu does.
Absolutely.
Delap. And Castillo. Delap. Fuller. Kitson in the middle. And then Lawrence has joined in. And Stoke City get a corner.
They won't get many chances before half-time. So quality very important from Liam Lawrence now. And this time everyone's gone up. They have kept one of the big boys back in the first half from set plays, but not now. They're all there. Every single one of them. A signal from the ball there.
Kitson coming off the near post. Lawrence. Higginbotham. And shot in the end was from Delap, and there's a counter-attack on here. Anichebe on the ball. Lescott supporting from the left. Yakubu from the right. Stoke rushing to get back. Arteta's joined in for Everton. And Cahill. Fine tackle, and it was Dave Kitson who made it.
Well, to be fair, they're a little unlucky, Stoke. I thought they worked the corner really well, but the ball to, I think it was Higginbotham they were looking for, was just a little firm to him.
One added minute, and Everton looking to add to the one goal of this first half. Anichebe, it's dipping. Sorensen had to deal with it.
Well, the one thing Stoke mustn't do is concede another. Well, they almost did though. Just moments earlier, a little ball in from Arteta. Anichebe makes something happen and drops it Cahill. And I have to say, Dave Kitson made not just one but two pretty good blocks in there.
Here's Fellaini. Well, it's been hard fought, to say the least. A lot of set plays. Tony Pulis's diligence in preparing Stoke for this type of game has been a bit unhinged by conceding, but conceding to one of the top Premier League marksmen, Yakubu, with a very classy, as Andy said, pass into the net to give Everton a lead that they probably deserved in terms of their possession, but maybe not in terms of the threat. There hasn't been that much goal-mouth action, but David Moyes, who needs a win, sees his side lead 1-0 at the Britannia Stadium at half-time. Yes, it's not rule Britannia at the moment for Stoke City in front of their own fans. Yakubu has made this second half difficult for Tony Pulis. But they have beaten Aston Villa here, remember. Everton did win their only previous away game this season, their only win so far this season, at also newly promoted West Bromwich Albion. Now Everton start the second half, having been, I guess, Andy, reasonably satisfied with the first.
Well, I think after the goal, I think David Moyes would be delighted with the first half. And it's an away game in the Premiership, it's never going to be easy, he knows that. The home form hasn't been great. So I think he'd have said, yeah, we've got a point, so if at worst we leave with a point, then okay. But the plan, I mean, to nick the goal, and the Yak gets a chance and he shows the quality that he has as a finisher at this level, and it's worked pretty well for him.
A tussle between Fellaini and Kitson. Cahill came away with the ball. Lap. Fellaini. Stoke's throw, but even Rory Delap can't throw it in the Everton penalty area from here. Arm up by Kitson. Just glancing it. Olafinjana. He goes again here against Arteta. That's what Anichebe playing on the right does bring for Everton. As you said, it's not his preferred position.
No, young boy though, learning his trade.
Played by Higginbotham. Here's Arteta. Cahill's cross.
You know, you feel a little bit for Thomas Sorensen. He's had nothing really to do this afternoon apart from pick the ball out his net. Tim Howard, one save from Ricardo Fuller early on. That basically is the sum total of what both goalkeepers have been asked to do.
Kitson in that deeper lying position again. Trying to get Rory Delap forward. Fellaini trying to disguise a pass there by feinting to shoot. Kitson. That's been cut out. Looked a rather reach for that Tim Howard, but got his foot wrapped round it.
I mean, at the moment, apart from set plays, you look at that, Stoke have got 3 players who can get them a goal, I think. And that's Lawrence, Kitson and Fuller. I mean, Rory Delap doesn't quite get there into the box from this left-hand side. The 2 central midfield players, Olifanjana and Fai, don't get forward. Very rarely go ahead of the ball or get in contact with the front 2 in the attacking third. So they're relying, if not for set plays, they're relying on 3 players to get them a goal at the moment.
Yakubu. Referee helping Everton. Getting back at Philip Neville. There's good Everton noise here. You can see their supporters behind the goal that Everton are attacking in the second half. Close-up view of an Arteta corner.
Yeah, this is a big town regarding Everton history, you know. FA Cup run started here many, many years ago.
Arteta trying to get it back, and he can deliver another dead ball here from a free kick.
Well, you're always going to get a foul for that, always. Arteta's a little quicker than Fuller there to the ball. It's a free kick, can't be a doubt about that. There's a little area there. You look at that picture, you're aiming for somewhere between the far post and the corner of the 6-yard box. Sort of drift it in there. Get people going in after it.
Neville goes down the side, he was on, but Arteta plays it in, and it's 2-0. It's a lovely little flick from Victor Anichebe. It kept on going, and it got into the Stoke City net. Stoke 0, Everton 2.
No, this is a really, really poor goal we concede. Really poor. Sorensen's out at Ricardo Fuller, giving him a tongue lashing here. I think because he just lets Anichebe walk off him. But it's just flighted in. It's actually Olifanjana, not Ricardo Fuller. But he just lets Anichebe walk in there. There's no one in front of him at all, just screening him. And all he does is just help it on. Goalkeeper's got no chance, and Everton have the perfect start to the second half.
Well, it's been a long wait for Anichebe, whose last Premier League goal was on the opening day of last season. He did contribute in the European campaign. And now maybe he'll get a bit more licence to play. Certainly switch to the left-hand side, maybe even up with Yakubu with Everton very much in the box seats here. Anichebe. Yakubu, the scorer of the first goal. Arteta.
Tough now for Stoke. Really tough.
Higginbotham. Stoke won a free kick on the edge of the area against the Belgian international, and they've got one.
Well, I always think in tussles like this that the guy who falls over gets the foul 9 times out of 10. And that's what happened. Tony Pulis will be having a good think about things now, and if they don't get back in this pretty quickly, then I'd expect some changes to be made. And they'll wait and see.
David Kemp down there with the Stoke City manager. Delap, Kitson, Lawrence doing the planning here. Tim Howard trying to get a clear view of it. Here comes Higginbotham. Charged down by Arteta. boldly.
There was an appeal from Higginbotham for handball, but you're not going to get that, I wouldn't have thought. But Stoke needs something to happen for them pretty quickly.
Maybe this is the route. Patted down by Howard. Oh, and it has! What a fantastic finish. Well, we said he'd got good feet. And Olofinjana lived up to the billing.
Well, he'll feel better because he's the one who let Anichebe walk in and flick the ball in, and I'll tell you what, he won't hit many better volleys than this. He just adjusts his feet very quickly, and what he does do very well, he doesn't thrash at it. Watch it, he controls it, he doesn't get excited, and he hits it beautifully. And Tim Howard has absolutely no chance. Tony Pulis can relax a little now. The changes that he was thinking about can be put on hold just for a bit. David Moyes, on the other hand, well, he'll be furious.
It's a jolt to the supremacy. It did come from a long throw, a second ball, but a superb volley.
Offside.
It's still up. It took a while for this game to get going. It's certainly going now.
Well, it's something that goalkeepers up and down the country are going to be faced with when they arrive here, or even when they play Stoke anywhere, but particularly here, is that dealing with long throws. Villa failed to do so in stoppage time, and it cost them 2 points here. Tim Hillard's failed to do so. I just wonder how many keepers are going to come in, Martin, into a traffic jam like that and actually catch the ball. He just patted it down, he got no distance on it at all. And if you do that, then you're always going to have a bit of trouble.
Say Olofinjana has given Stoke some hope here. Rathbone a little concerned.
Well, it's been a good 5 minutes for Olofinjana. Watch him with Anichebe. He just lets him walk off him into that little gap. You see that, no offside, but Olofinjana's got to let him get wrong goal side of him, and a little flick and it's in, and he must have been feeling really down, but this will have lifted him. Gorgeous strike. He feels better now. That's what football does to you, the highs and the lows in a matter of minutes.
Well, Gordon Banks, there is a lot of football history around this place, and Gordon, the Stoke president these days, former great goalkeeper here, he'll be having a little bit of sympathy with Tim Howard maybe from both incidents, the long throw, wondering how Gordon would have dealt with that, and the shot. Well, that was superb for Stoke, and absolutely breathtaking moment. No chance for the USA international.
I wonder what goalkeeping coaches would do with that, would say to Tim Howard. I wonder if Chris Woods would say, you know, you're going to have to try and catch these. I know you're coming into traffic.
You've got to get there. I mean, I suppose there are so many people around him when that arrived.
But I mean, if you
drop it on the line, which is the risk. I'm only playing devil's advocate.
I mean, I can understand the way they palm shots away all the time because the ball moves, but this is a throw-in. It's travelling a long distance. It's got real pace on it. And I just, you know, I don't know him as the answer, Martin. I'm wondering what Chris Woods and...
I know he's got your phone number, Andy, so he might be trying to get hold of you.
And, I wonder if coaches will be saying, you know, when you face things like that, you've got to be brave enough to come into traffic. You've got your hands, you've got your big gloves that are almost like fly paper. You might have to try and catch a few, I don't know. Or if that's the case, then you've got to punch it out the area, big time. And what you can't do is just pat it down in front of you.
And it's coming in again. Make no mistake about that. It's on the far side, but Delap's on his way. And they've seen a vulnerability just a couple of minutes ago. Lawrence. A bit of rafters there.
Well, they just about deal with us. Gets a little nick on its way through, just there, off an Everton head. Lawrence reacts to it a little quicker than Anichebe, but a strong young boy, Victor Anichebe.
He's just caught Lawrence maybe half looking for the ball, but you could see from that replay why Anichebe has felt a little bit aggrieved. Arteta. The one thing Stoke have done is continued their record of scoring every game since they got promoted. And Fuller, they could score again here. Ricardo Fuller.
A free kick, Martin. He's given a free kick.
Not going to count.
A free kick. Alan Whaley is saying no, and Ricardo Fuller's joy is very short-lived. He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know yet. He's still celebrating, Ricardo Fuller. He's still celebrating. He's looking round, and now he's going to see. Now he can't believe it. I have some sympathy with him, I really do. I don't know how much wrong he really does here, Ricardo Fuller. Lovely win by Kitson. Keep your eye on it. Look where the referee is. There's a whistle, goes to his mouth right away. Well, I guess if you're a Stoke fan, you'll say terrible decision. And if you're an Everton fan, you say he gets it absolutely right. Does he catch him? No. It's generous, isn't it? It's generous.
That's a very good word, Mr. Gray. Well, that's going to be a monumental moment in this match, and we'll only know in half an hour's time, and straight afterwards. Stoke are on the receiving end again of a free kick. Goodness me. Moments after the Stoke fans and Ricardo Fuller thought it was 2-2. Could Everton get a third goal?
Oh, no. And then
Arteta takes, Yakubu gets to it, Sorensen's got a difficult one to deal with. Cahill can't bundle it in.
trust me, he's blown for a free kick. There was a handball and everything in there. Oh, what a big to watch of this. Yobo wins it. And given the free kick, there's the handball on the line, you can see that. And does the Yak do enough? Watch, it's Yakubu who's penalised here. The left arm onto the goalkeeper. That's what Alan Whaley sees.
And it was just before some goalkeeping from Rory Delap. He wasn't actually eligible to fulfil that role.
Well, I have to say, Mr. Tyler, I mean, this game never ceases to amaze anybody. We've all sat through 45 minutes of pretty poor football in that first half. I just think two different teams have come on second half. And the crowd have responded brilliantly to it. Tim Howard looking for every piece of help he can get from Alan Whaley now.
He's pinned in there. That's the problem he's got.
There's nothing wrong with, Leon Corks taking a position and standing his ground. Nothing at all.
It's so flat. Oh, and it's gone in. Jagielka was jumping for it. But the Delap devilish throw has done it again. And from being 2-0 up, Everton, it's 2-2.
It looks like Jagielka's the one who gets the touch, but Liam Court's the one who caused the problems because, as I've said, he stands in there. And as it comes in there, Jagielka rises up there trying to win it above court. He does win it above court, but he's not the biggest, Phil Jagielka, and he can only just deflect it wide of his goalkeeper. I just think in a situation like that, Tim Howard has got to clean the lot out. He's got to say, this is mine, and I'm going to come and clean it out. Twice Everton have failed, and twice Stoke have gotten the goal. And this game is right in the balance now. Little clearance there for Jagielka, he stayed down. Don't know if it's Ricardo Fuller who went to block it, and it was one of those, the referee's having a word with the linesman because Alan Whaley didn't see it. He's given a free kick. Now he's going to call Fuller over.
There's a yellow card for Ricardo Fuller.
What Fuller's doing is that he's pleading that he was clearing the ball. I tried to block it and he's kicked me. He's kicked me. Again, it comes across, ball goes, there you go. That's exactly what happens. He kicks the sole of the player's boot who's trying to block the ball. This is one of the more difficult ones that officials have to get right. Alan Welly didn't see it. Linesman said he did. Booking it is.
But the Britannia Stadium is rocking now. That's Anichebe. He's back in by Arteta. Let's wonder what the likes of Castillo and Fellaini are making of this.
Welcome to the Premier League.
Lescott. Well, they beat Aston Villa 3-2, Stoke City. They've got a chance of recording another home win by the same score. And it's not something that Everton wouldn't have expected here, the nature of the goals.
Well, it may not be pretty. May not be to everyone's taste, the way they go about it, but this game comes in all sorts of guises, and you have to cope with everything people throw at you, whether it's the sublime skills of the top teams here who pass you off the pitch, or whether it's this.
Lawrence takes. Howard does better this time. Lawrence. This is Griffin. Oh, and he's got it back again. And really shouldn't. And Everton now, suddenly cracks which weren't there before are appearing and getting wider and wider.
Little ragged. Julian Lescott doesn't react quick enough to this. He thinks he's got time, but he didn't really have it. Just ran out of pitch.
Foul by Fellaini. Sonko quickly takes the free kick. Lawrence is off. And Stoke have all the momentum now.
Well, Ollie Fanjana suddenly joins them in the penalty area.
Corner.
Well, Everton have got to batten down the hatches for the next 5 or 10 minutes at least and see this period out, because everyone in red and white in this ground is up and senses a remarkable comeback. It already is.
Movement towards the near post area. A lot of changing of positions there, which Everton had to do with. The ball wasn't quite as Stoke would have wanted it. Jagielka determined not to give away a throw in that part of the pitch. It was a bit risky, but he found Anichebe. He's done very well.
That'll go broken
for Abdoulaye Faye.
Don't think he can do anything else, Alan Wiley, but book him. Well, there's a couple had a nibble at him. Turn, lovely turn, first there, Kitson, then there, Faye.
It's a real conundrum for Everton, Andy, isn't it? Because you say dig in, but really just at 2-0, there was just 3 or 4 minutes when David Moyes got the ball down and played and really looked as though they might embarrass Stoke further. Maybe that's a possibility of attack being the best form of defence here, rather than having Stoke get in a penalty area again with these bombing throws from Rory Delap. Arteta.
Now Everton fans up behind the goal.
Marco Sorensen has to deal with it. Needing some quick footwork there, and when you've had a back problem, it's not so easy to go backwards.
No. Good movement. 3 or 4 steps. And then flick it away.
By Abdullah Faye. It's a cunning ball from Anichebe, but Sorensen was able to come through the crowd. This is the problem for goalkeepers at both ends, the way this game is being set out, to find some room to use their abilities to go and catch a ball. And they're being ring-fenced by the opposition. Sometimes after international breaks, the forthcoming weekend of Premier League football is a little bit, maybe a little bit below par, with players being maybe a bit drained. But this has been an extraordinary weekend.
It's been a fabulous weekend.
Cahill losing out to 5. Goes Fuller, who loves those balls down the sides to chase, and still got plenty of chase in him.
Well, there's a school of thought that Phil Jagielka might have just had a little nudge in the back, but look where the referee is. Nah.
Well, if he had a little nudge, it was maybe the same as the little nudge that stopped Ricardo Fuller's earlier effort counting. I think Stoke deserved 2-2.
Yeah, the response has been good. Really has, from going 2-0 down. He felt it was important that they got a goal back very quickly in 3 minutes, 20 odd seconds after going 2-0 down. They were back to only 1 goal behind. That was the important moment.
Neville. Segundo Castillo. Laini. Put away by Higginbotham. Jagielka knowing that Fuller's making up the ground. The defender who won an England cap in the West Indies against Trinidad and Tobago in June. Phil Jagielka dealt with the Jamaican then. Sonko. Sort of the aerial work that we saw plenty of in his Reading days in the Premier League. Lawrence will be saying, well, it is a bit narrow, this pitch.
A bit narrower than last year, yeah.
And he does give them a different dimension on that right-hand side. He likes to get the ball to feet and run at opponents. And that was a foul by Fuller. Neville. Ooh.
Is he given a penalty?
It's a handball.
He's given a penalty. Yeah. He is given a penalty. The lines were flagged. Alan Wiley saw it. And Alan Wiley knows they're in the box. So he immediately points to the spot. Now what's the lines are going to tell him? Push or handball? What's your money on? Free kick or penalty?
And they're holding their breath here.
Everyone is. Right around the ground.
Glenn Turner is the assistant.
Free kick for Stoke for push, or penalty for Everton for handball.
Alan Wiley knows the infringement, if it was handball, was in the penalty area.
He's given a free kick. Looking at his Stoke players.
He's given a free kick to Everton outside the penalty area.
No, he can't. No, he can't.
Is this a classic compromise?
Well, there you go. That's 1-2 yards inside the box.
Well, there was never any doubt about that.
Now listen, but Alan Wiley's wrong here, because Alan Wiley gives a penalty. That's a handball. There's a flag. He doesn't put the flag across his chest, which is a typical signal for a penalty. But look at Alan Wiley. He's pointing to the spot, Martin. He knows it's inside the box. Now, what the conversation should be? It should only be this: was it handball, son? If it was, sorry, it's a penalty.
Well, let's deal with the free kick before we come back to the incident, which Arteta is going to take.
Stoke having to defend in their goal area. And defend it they do. Well, one can only assume that Glenn Turner has said it wasn't the handball that we're dealing with, it's something else.
No, there was no other offence. There was no other offence. The handball, the flag, Alan Wiley points to the spot. What the conversation was about, I do not know.
Was it in or was it out then?
Well, Alan Wiley knew it was in, because he gives a decision.
Well, the fourth official's now going to say that he's getting plenty, I think, of protests, maybe from the Everton technical area. And he's sending David Moyes to the stand. We can understand the Everton frustration, but a penalty appeared to have been given. And they're going to give him a bit of protection there around the Stoke fans, the stewards, the Everton manager.
So can officials sit in the stand like that? You know, players have to go to the dressing room, don't they?
And he said, Phil Neville, ask me those questions when the ball's in. That's a free kick. That's not the technical area, so I guess it can go anywhere but the technical area.
There we go. Again, handball there.
Leon Court.
Now you tell me where the other offence is, Martin. Go on.
I can't.
I mean, it's a ridiculous decision.
Have we gone to a different ground? Because after 40 minutes, this was never going to happen.
No.
Stoke City 2, Everton 2. Disallowed goal for Stoke in the midst of all this, and also in the mix, seemingly an Everton penalty. And I'm just so disgusted with the withdrawal of that ruling by Alan Wiley's David Moyes that his opinion to the fourth official been reported to the referee, and the Everton manager has to manage now from longer distance.
It's very difficult to do well in this league and in an era of respect the refs and respect the officials, but it's very difficult when you see a situation such as that occur. It really is.
Anichebe. Lescott. Everton trying to get back in front again, having been 1-0 up, 2-0 up. And they have a corner. Incidentally, Andy, in the Midlands yesterday, Sky Sports viewers will know Derby County's match when Chris Foy gave a penalty, went across and spoke to the assistant, who said that the ball was played actually, and it wasn't a similar, quite an identical situation. The penalty was withdrawn. It happened live on Sky Sports only yesterday. And the header by Cahill! Everton do lead again, and Cahill is back with a bang!
Well, in amongst the land of the giants, there is Stoke City's defence at a set play. The diminutive Tim Cahill, who's brilliant in the air, finds a little gap. And it was all about movement. It wasn't about climbing above anyone here. It was just about movement. There he goes, across players from back post to front post. Just watch him, right across the 6-yard line. So you don't need to be a giant, but if your movement's good and you're determined to get there, this can happen. And justice is served, in my opinion. Fabulous header, and he is back.
Well, 5 goals again at the Britannia Stadium, as there was for their first Premier League home game, but this time the 5th goal has gone against Stoke City.
Considering we had nothing apart from the goal from the Yak of any quality in the first half, we've had plenty to talk about and debate in this half. Not only the goals, but Fuller's disallowed goal, the penalty that never was.
Jagielka, whose own goal had brought Stoke level. Fellaini helping out Castillo. Two Everton new boys still out on the pitch. It's not going to be easy for substitutions to be made with David Moyes having to shout them. Arteta. This is Yakubu. Arteta's there, and Anichebe's coming onto it as well. The corner. Assistant manager this season, and Steve Round. He's assuming responsibility now. Everton looking to score again. That was Jagielka flicking it on. This is Cahill. Different corner routine this time.
Good ball in again. Phil Jagielka just steps in front of Ricardo Fuller. They just about get away with this. Not easy for Cahill that, but changes all over the place now downstairs. Two from Stoke, one from Everton.
Well, Michael Tong is going to make his Stoke City bow. They exchange the red and white stripes of Sheffield United for the red and white here in the Potteries. For Abdoulaye Faye, different kind of midfield player. It's Kitson who's gone off. Mamadi Sidibe's come on for Kitson. It was Tong for Faye. And Everton have taken off Tim Cahill, who's done so well, and may yet be the match winner here to bring Jack Rodwell back into the fray, who's been involved very much for David Moyes in the opening weeks of the season.
Yeah, he has. Here we go again. He won't be allowed to stand there, Mikel Arteta. I don't think there's something about standing right in front of the thrower, isn't there? On the line. You've got to give him a little bit of distance.
So Arteta booked, and they're on the retreat. Half gets there, it's Lawrence, oh, handball! There's the shout, it didn't travel very far. And Anichebe certainly had an outstretched arm, but didn't have been using it intentionally.
Yeah, that's the only case, always when your arms come away from your body. You do give the referee a decision to make.
Griffin has done well to still be out there with his injury problems.
Well, Arteta's just been booked. You better be careful. I don't think Griffin was too enamoured with the tackle from Arteta. He just kind of hung a leg out there, I think. As it drops between them, you see that. That wasn't pretty. The fact they made contact, that would have been interesting. But here it is, watching Anichebe come to block it.
Well, it's Fuller who's found the way to goal this season in the Premier League.
Unlucky. He had to control and hit it all in one, but pretty much it wasn't on his strongest side.
7 minutes to go for Tony Pulis and company. Try and draw level again. Tim Howard been told to hurry up by Alan Wiley. Anichebe heads on. Good work by Sidibe. To lap.
Not sure what Rory had in mind there. Caught between knocking it wide to Lawrence, I think, and just feeding it into Fuller. Yeah, Rory, just settle. You know, he's just rushed that, got a little excited.
That's the line of communication now. Stoke City 2, Everton 3. Afternoon full of talking points in the Barclays Premier League. Lawrence, to double up on him here. Lescott and Arteta.
Last change for Tony Pulis now.
Richard Cresswell. He's coming on for Liam Lawrence.
Was he with David Moyes at some time? That's a question.
He was at Preston.
Yeah.
They were having a long chat in the corridor.
I wondered that.
There's a good scoring record outside the top flight. There's a whole posse of players who sort of yo-yo between the top division and the Championship. Each opportunity they get in the Premier League, trying to show that they can step up and stay up. It's amazing, you know, last season Cahill only played for Everton 18 times in the Premier League. They got 40 points. And only 25 from the 20 games he didn't play in.
Tell you something?
Yeah.
He's a good player.
He's a goal-getter too. And, Stoke have got 5 lined up if Griffin or maybe the lap can get a cross in.
Well, they get the throw.
That's all they want. And Sidibe it was, of course, who struck so late to beat Aston Villa. It was Fellaini who got to it, and unfortunately for Everton and Arteta, that's amazing. All he's done is concede a throw and sort of gesture of disappointment because he knows what the consequences might be. Howard this time is the boss, and there we go. How grateful Everton were for that. He was just able to extricate himself so he could have a run away from his goal line to make the catch.
That was a little deeper. I think the one that's going to give every goalkeeper a problem is the one that's dropping just at near post. When there's a bunch of players. The one that comes that far, that's almost level with the back post, should give people, goalkeepers at Tim Howard, a chance to come and do what he did then, collect it.
Cresswell is working away at Lescott, and we've got another piece of running the line that will influence the referee's decision. Sean Proctor Green this time.
I'm not so sure why Lescott's doing that. I really don't. I mean, he's got him, he's with him. He's not going anywhere. He hasn't got control of the ball, Richard Cresswell. And yet, just by grabbing a hold of his shirt, he's given a free kick away in a really dangerous position. Coming into the last minute of the game, it makes sense.
Might be fearing the worst, Everton here. The danger's not really diverted. It's a corner now. Tong across to take it. Okay, an immediate impression for his new club. Headed back by Higginbotham, punched away by Howard. Delap, still Delap. Oh, the flag is up, and it's a corner.
Should be a corner. I was going to say it should be a corner. I thought it nicked off someone. I wondered why Delap was trying to fetch it back, but maybe he knew as well. Stop his time will be interesting.
That was the 94th minute. They got their winner against Aston Villa. Fellaini, more defending by Anichebe. Fellaini heads on.
Well, it's about looking at the board. It's 5 minutes, Martin.
This time he's keeping his discontent to himself.
Did the picture tell a story, do you think?
It's such a, even this early in the season, it's such a big win for Everton if they were to get it. Take them from second from bottom into the top half of the table. Neville. Free kick goes Stoke's way. Arteta running the gauntlet a bit again. We're going to angle this down the line to get a better position or into the box. No.
Look where these players are. His teammates are telling him in here.
Fellaini. I think on the other side, the net's bulging. And the ball inside it, but it's on the outside.
There's half a chance, you know. Again, it just drops nicely. Just rather on the stretch. Again, they make a mess of themselves here. They really make it difficult. Sonko just couldn't wrap his foot round it.
Headed by Court. Tom. An effective challenge by Castillo, who's there again. Sonko. Tom.
Just getting in each other's way, no real communication, but panic. Joseph, no need to panic.
You know, that could cost Everton a couple of points here. Was exactly from here that Delap held it in for Sidibe's winner against Villa. Now it's an equaliser that Stoke is searching for here. Higginbotham! It's a corner.
Well, they're getting close. They're getting very close. Again, it's another long ball. Julian Lescott just gets a touch on it, and so does the goalkeeper.
The direct approach from Stoke City. Sonko. Higginbotham. And it fell to an Everton player, Anichebe. Well, there's a ball on here.
Well done. So well done, goalkeeper.
Tong. There goes Jagielka. And now Arteta. We'll have to deal with the Football Association and the disciplinary side of this, but if they get 3 points here, David Moyes will take that as the fortunes of war, really.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It will be interesting to hear the officials' view on what exactly went on at that particular moment.
But as you said earlier, Andy, in the end, well, it looks as though in the end it isn't going to make any difference.
Yes.
Cahill put his mark on proceedings after that. James Vaughan, who I feel would have relished this game because he's a very physical player. He's going to take part in the last few seconds of it. It's offside.
And this is it. They're coming forward, but have we got time to keep it forward and get one more opportunity?
Fuller. Fellaini can't stop the ball coming in, at least not without conceding the corner.
Well, this is it. This is the last opportunity. Everton see this out.
And up comes
The 3
Sorensen.
points are theirs.
Thomas Sorensen joins the pack in the 6th minute of added time. An extraordinary match here. He's battling with Vaughan. And Everton, who are not doing the business at Goodison Park, are 6 points out of 6 on their travels, with a pretty tough way to win after being 2-0 up through Yakubu and Anichebe. They needed Tim Cahill's magic touch on his return to the side today to get the victory. Stoke had twice got the better of Tim Howard following Rory Delap throws, but the fortress Tony Pulis has been calling for here, breached by David Moyes and his men. And from the bottom 3 to the top half of the table for Everton, Alan Wiley had his incidents to deal with as well, but Everton will feel that justice has been done. Stoke City 2, Everton 3.
It's a win that takes Everton, as Martin was saying, into the top half, leaves Stoke in 19th. Next for them, Liverpool and then Chelsea. Everton sit.
David, give us your thoughts on an extraordinary game.
Well, it was really tough, just what we expect from Stoke City. They got goals the way they play. We done everything to defend against them. But good afternoon to get 3 points here. It's very hard.
You were sent to the stands. What are your thoughts on the penalty that wasn't given and the manner in which it wasn't?
Well, the referee pointed to the spot, and where I was standing, he was 2 yards inside. Now, I've not had a chance to see it yet. So, if I'm wrong, I'll go and apologise to him. I would probably expect the same from him because we're in a period of respect. So if I'm wrong, I'll certainly go and say sorry to him. There's no problem about that. But at the time, I really thought it was inside.
What about Tim Cahill's return? Is that the perfect way to come back?
Well, it's what Tim does. He scores important goals for us, and he's won us the game today.
David, all 3 points. Well done.
Thank you.